We've just come back to this garden, which is about 18 months old. It was designed with three things in mind. So it had the architecture of the home, the client's brief of creating an actual garden that sort of works with all the seasons, and obviously the environment of where it is in Central Otago. The plants that we've got here really showcase the seasonality. So a couple of the plants which are really interesting, one being the miscanthus. So this comes up real fresh and green in the spring, and as it cools down in the autumn it goes real brown and crunchy with these plumes that come out, and now we just whack it back and it sort of repeats the process over again. And another is the Gaura. So this here's a really fast plant to establish. So when you're planting a garden, a lot of the shrubs and structure that we've used sort of takes a little bit of time to establish, whereas with these filler plants it sort of creates some establishment relatively quickly. These are flowered all summer, and now it's just, again, we're going to go back through and trim them down, and then they sort of repeat the process all over again. So in the garden we've got a lot of seasonal change going on, a lot of movement. It's important to have structure through the winter as well, and that's sort of where the Virginia comes into play. It is a ground cover, it's got these big luscious green leaves, and then as it establishes it'll just sort of completely fill up the space, sort of holding the area together over winter. And then time goes on, and as it sort of accustomises to the environment, it'll get these really cool autumn winter tonings, which you can sort of just start to see sort of coming in through here. But yeah, it's just a great plant to sort of mass the ground out, smother weeds and hold it together over the winter when everything was sort of deciduous. So in the garden, obviously there's a lot of deciduous trees. So we've got the Acer, which sheds its leaves completely through the winter, which lets the light filter through, and then in the summer it provides a shade. So with the rest of the garden, it is nice to have stuff hold it together. And this is one of the plants we've chosen for this garden, was the Pittosporum Stevens Island. And comparative to the miscanthus, it's relatively slow growing, but as it sort of grows up, it's going to be very important through the winter months to sort of pull the garden together. Really low maintenance shrub. You don't have to do anything with it. In another couple of years, we'll just sort of keep it trimmed up so it doesn't sort of grow too large for the space. But yeah, just great plant to hold the garden together through the winter months. So another plant that we've used repeatedly through this garden is the Nandina. So again, a very low maintenance plant. Over the summer it's just a filler, but at this time of the year it sort of has that autumn colour that you sort of get through the beginning of autumn. It carries it all the way through winter with this amazing burgundy foliage, and then as it sort of comes into spring it sort of greens up and grows again, and again just becomes a filler plant, but at this time of the year it's absolutely incredible.